Miss at Alabama. Everybody wants to kick the Bama man when they're down, and I'm gonna lift the Bama man up. I'm gonna lift him up, and I'm not gonna take this as a best bet. I don't think, unless I got crazy and wrote it down. No, I didn't, because I'm not crazy. I'm staying away from this one. I feel like I don't know. First of all, what's Lane Kiffin's biggest win ever? Do you know, Mason?
Lane Kiffin's biggest win.
He doesn't have one.
Gosh.
That's kind of the problem.
I mean, it
might have been Tulane.
Yeah, it'd probably be like a Texas A&M, and then we realized Texas A&M is not good.
Horrible.
You know, something like that. But
He-
I remember him having an iconic win. It may have been a bowl game win or something like that. I think it was.
He did beat it was a decent bowl game victory. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a non-conference opponent in a bowl game.
But that was with Matt Corral, you know.
Right. Well, my point is, every year everybody says, well, this is Lane Kiffin's year to beat Nick Saban. This is his year. This is his year. Dude hasn't won a big game yet at Ole Miss. And I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it that they're going to go to T-Town and take care of business here. Look, this is a below average Alabama offense at this point, but Ole Miss is a below average defense. And the last couple of weeks, Ole Miss, I've talked about it on the show, they have turned it on at the very end of the game and covered a couple of spreads. Hey, in my favor, I bet on them both times, and I'm jumping off the train because they got lucky twice to cover the spreads that they did on these teams. And to be honest with you, I still really don't even understand how they beat Tulane. I guess it was because of the backup quarterback situation. Actually, I know it was. Tulane played their backup quarterback, and if they'd have played their starter, they would have beat Ole Miss. I'm not buying this Ole Miss team right here, and I'm certainly not buying Alabama here. But if I'm going to pick this game, I'm going to take Alabama to cover the 6.5 points on this one, probably by half a point. And this one was at 7, Mason. So people are betting on Ole Miss for sure.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what worries me, right, about this game. Anytime you're betting with the public, it's a little bit scary because Vegas doesn't tend to lose money, you know. So when I look at this game and I break it down statistically, right, I feel like Ole Miss has a better shot when you just look at efficiency. The issue with that is we only have a 3-game sample size. So a lot of these stats are very fluid right now, and we're just not going to see much of it. Alabama on defense is much better. When I look at this game and break it down, what really stands out to me is that neither defensive line is really that great. You've got 10 sacks from Ole Miss, which is really good for them right now, and 8 sacks for Alabama, which is really good right now. Alabama's given up 12 sacks. Ole Miss maybe a little bit better on the offensive line, only given up 5 so far. But Ole Miss also hasn't faced Texas, so that there's a little bit of a difference there in competition. That's why I say you can only go so far with these numbers with a 3-game sample size. But as we get further in the season, these will become, more and more reliable, I guess. So when I break this game down, all right, I see an offense in Alabama that's struggling. Okay. And then I see a really good offense with Ole Miss, who's scoring 4th in the country at 52.7 points per game. So that's really, really good as far as when it comes to scoring. But maybe leaves a little bit lacking in the run game so far. Whereas Alabama's been able to stop the run pretty well. They're averaging under 3 yards per attempt. And then with the passing offense, obviously Ole Miss has done a great job with that with Jackson Dart. This is a really good passing defense with Alabama, and the numbers may not suggest it as much, giving up 226.7 yards per game. A lot of that has to do with the offense not not sustaining drives. Specifically in that last game, they did not sustain drives, and the defense was just left out there, so they're going to give up more passing yards, right? Naturally, if their offense is able to have more plays, they're going to give up more passing yards. So to me, as far as the spread goes, I kind of want to stay away from it. But I do have a play on the Ole Miss Bama under 55.5. I just think that, obviously we know the struggles that Alabama has had offensively. I think that Jackson Dart's going to have some challenges with this secondary at Alabama. He may have a couple of turnovers. So give me the under 55.5 for this game. And as far as picking on the game, I feel like I earlier I felt like Ole Miss would win this game. I'm starting to get that gut feeling towards Alabama. It's I'm kind of torn between my head and my gut here, but I'm going to go ahead and pick Ole Miss to do it. I think they get it done. I think Lane Kiffin gets it done this year in Tuscaloosa, and that the Alabama's got some serious questions after this game. Obviously, if they lose, but yeah, I'm going to stick with my head here, and I'm going to go with Ole Miss to win this game.
Ole Miss picking the Rebels. That's that would be a huge win for Lane Kiffin. That would just be a huge coup for him. He needs a big win, and I know he wants to beat Nick Saban so damn bad he can taste it. So I for his sake, I hope it happens. For my bet's sake, I actually don't care because I didn't bet on that one. But I'm scared, man. Alabama's just been so flimsy to me this year. I'm just scared to bet on them or against them. I don't know. Are they going to get a fire under their ass? I make fun of people all the time. People all the time are like, well, you don't want to play Alabama now. They done lost a game, And my logic is like, so I'm supposed to be more scared of a team after they lose football games than if they win them. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't subscribe to that thought process. But in this case, it does scare me a little bit because I know how talented Alabama is, but they just cannot get out of their own damn way, dude. Let's go to the big boy. Let's go to the night game.